Hello, hello. Yes. Sorry, that was actually intentional. We did it to just warm you guys up. So, good morning, everyone. Let's compete with Look Bhai one more time. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for everyone for coming from such long distance. And we apologize for ones that we could not manage to give accommodation. We had exceptional level of interest for the summit, which is really great to see for us. My first slide is thank you slide. That's not the last slide. We just wanted to thank all of you for kindly coming and joining the summit. So the purpose of the summit is today, sitting in this forum, we would like to say that we are open for business and we're really committed to win business from all of you. And to do that, we have already thrown Lutfi Siddiqui at you, not literally, but verbally. We'll also throw a Nobel Prize winner at you. We'll do anything to make sure that we win business from you. But first, I would like to take you to future. Let's think about a movie, Back to the Future. Let's go into that set and imagine that we are in 2035. In 2035, how would Bangladesh look like? You'll all be here again. My successor is going to be here presenting. That will be the 10th investment conference for us. And in that conference, we will not be talking about a rising economy, but we'll be talking about a regional manufacturing powerhouse. A country that's connecting east to the west, a bridge that connects Himalayas to Bay of Bengal, a manufacturing hub that is infested by global investors and local investors who are now exporting to the rest of the world. That vision, that imagination is what's driving us today. But it all started actually about 8 months ago. So from the future, let's go back in time to August 5th, 2024. It's a personal story for almost all of us. Unfortunately, I was in Singapore in an investment banking trading room, but my family was here. My wife was on summer holidays. My brother, who came from Cambridge for summer holidays as well, they were all out on the street, part of the protest. So at around noon Singapore time, I asked them, what's going on? What's happening in Dhaka? So what they did was they were part of a crowd. They looked forward, they took a selfie. Sorry, not a selfie, a photo what's ahead of them, and they turned back and took another photo of what's behind them. So this first photo was what was ahead of them, and this one was what was behind them. So we need to digest exactly what happened at that time. The young population, the entire youth, was out on the street, demanding transparency, demanding opportunity, demanding democracy, demanding freedom of speech. And that's what has brought us here today. So today, the expectations are very high. The young population of our country, they're global. Unlike us, they're used to tweeting, they're used to looking at TikTok and looking at Singapore and Bangkok. So they don't want Dhaka to be Dhaka 2.0. They actually want Dhaka to become Singapore and Bangkok in 5-10 years' time. So how do we get there? That's the expectation we have. How do we get to Singapore and Bangkok within 5-10 years? How do we unlock the energy that we got during the August Revolution? How do we harness that energy and convert it into employment generation and industrialization? The story for Bangladesh was always there. A lot of you already know about it. We have 180 million domestic market. We have a young population. Almost half of it is less than 25 years old. The middle and affluent class is about 35 million people, which is as big as the Malaysian total population. We have many, many other factors that has led to where we are today. And actually, I must say that there are companies who have been here for more than 100 years and have made exceptional returns compared to the global markets. So if you look at some of these companies who have actually operated in Bangladesh for a long, long time, the returns they have got in Bangladesh is actually significantly higher than the global average. And today, we also have a fantastic news that one of our own startups called ShopUp, the news came out about an hour ago in Bloomberg that the Saudi sovereign PIF, their investment arm called Sanabil Investments, they have actually co-led a round of $110 million US, along with Peter Thiel's Valor Ventures, to invest in one of our own startup to go global. So let's give a big round of applause to ShopUp. So that's today. That's today. So what's tomorrow? How do we go from here to the vision we have for 2035? So this $180 million story, or 180 million people story, is not enough. I think we need to redefine market. We believe the market is actually much larger. When we talk about market, we should be talking about a much larger regional market which you could potentially serve out of Bangladesh. You set up your factory here, you export out to all these markets. At the same time, I would expect these markets to set up their factories and push it back to Bangladesh. Use the ports of Bangladesh and potentially export out to the rest of the world. So the narrative that we've had of why invest in Bangladesh is not really a domestic market 180 million story. It is a regional story and it's a global story. To further strengthen ourselves, we have decided to enhance our port capacity. In Chittagong area, what you see now, we are actually tripling that within the next few years, which is essentially allow this region to consider Bangladesh as one of the biggest logistical hubs. However, that's not all. We need to do a lot more. So at the beginning of interim government's period, we actually decided to talk to more than 200 CEOs and entrepreneurs who actually are doing business in Bangladesh today. And we wanted to understand how can we convert our critics into our ambassadors. They are the only ones who could potentially bring business for us. They are the only ones who, if they've traveled abroad and say Bangladesh is a great place for business, that's when we are likely to get more investment. So we divided all their complaints into two groups, or the solutions that came out of that complaints. The list of challenges are very long. It's from the earth to the moon and back. But we whittled it down to a few action items, some of which are short-term wins, so some of that you see here, some of which are actually long-term policy reforms that we would like to also undertake and set the direction of travel for the country in the right course so that the incoming government, the next government, the political parties who come and start driving this economy, they can follow the same script for us. I'll give you a few examples. Let's start with, we talked about a true one-stop service. There are two elements of one-stop service. The first one is the human element, and then there is the digital element. In the human element piece, what we have decided to do is we are going to co-locate the primary agencies, the high touchpoint agencies for our investors in one location. So that instead of the investors walking around different ministries, and we have a lot of them in Bangladesh, they all come to one office and they end up meeting everyone. We've also decided, like banks, and I am from banking, I guess that helped, that we are going to set up a relationship management team under BIDA. What it would essentially do is, just like a corporate banking, relationship banking manager, he would hold hand of the investor and walk them around the landing process. Let's take another example. Our friends in National Board of Revenue helped us set up the authorized economic operator. It's essentially the green channel, or widely known as the green channel setup, where if you're a good customer, you are able to circumvent some of the custom checks and fast-track your process through the ports. That has been picked up as one of the biggest challenges that we have, the time it takes to go from your factory all the way to your customer. And finally, let me show you one more example of policy change. So as you all know, there are many government agencies. We also know there's private sector. The dialogue between private sector and government agencies has not necessarily always been the most collegial. So how do we break that apart? The first thing we need to do is to club the government agency into one. We need to show one face. We need to be one outfit for our customers, our investors, and then create a bridge between our private sector and the government of Bangladesh. So what we are planning to do is to set up a private sector advisory council that will actually counsel the head of state directly on a regular basis, essentially voicing the changes that they would want to drive the economy forward. So these are some of the examples of what we are planning to do. And if we are able to do that, we do believe that we will get to the end, the vision we have for 2035. Now, of course, there are many, many other factual reasons, statistics, tables, Excel files that I can share with you to tell you why you should invest in Bangladesh. In fact, the next slide will have a QR code which you can scan and download, which will have essentially this presentation. So you didn't have to take the photos of the presentation, by the way. You will have this presentation, and you will also have an appendix of facts and figures and why we think competitively we're actually in a very better place than our competitors. So please watch out for the QR code. But before I go there, I would really like to finish off with this. There are economic reasons to invest in Bangladesh, but I really don't want you to invest in Bangladesh for the economic reasons. If you really think about investing in Bangladesh, think about investing in Bangladesh because of the transformational journey you're going to be part of. For the odd mixture of warmth and resilience our people have, and our century-old culture paired with the shared values that we have with you. So I rest my case here. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ashik. I just want to check whether people were listening or not. So a quick test. I need a show of hands. When he said that we would like to convert our critics into, did he say convert our critics into super critics, neutral observers, into ambassadors? Can I hear the answer? Ambassadors, super promoters, ambassadors. Thank you very much. So let's now move on to the next section. Here, this is what we're going to do. Instead of us marking our own homework, talking up our own game, we would like to hear from three distinguished speakers from outside of our government. In quick succession, three of them from three different perspectives. First up is the Chief Executive Officer of Inditex, the makers of Zara, all the way from Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Oscar Garcia Macea. Here you go, Oscar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, distinguished authorities, and dear friends. As have already mentioned, I'm coming from Spain. That's my first visit to Bangladesh, and it's for me an honor and a privilege to stay here on the stage this morning. We are about to reach, thank you. We are about to reach the 50th anniversary of the company. In 1975, we opened in our hometown in the northwest of Spain, in A Coruña, the first Zara store. So since then, we have been traveling a lot and crossing paths with many, many people. More than half of this time, we have been partnering with critical stakeholders here in Bangladesh. We arrived on Sunday morning, and during these 4 days of very busy and very crowded agenda, I have had the chance of confirming every single minute the feedback that I received about Bangladesh when I joined Inditex 4 years ago. Entrepreneurial spirit and an ambition to keep on growing and to keep on improving not only the financials, but also, and even more important, the lives of the people. So for us and for me, realizing that all of the feedback that I have been receiving from my teams during these 4 years before arriving in Bangladesh, confirming those ideas has been a great honor and a great privilege. As has just been mentioned, we are living times of uncertainties. Inditex formula, during this almost 50 years running business, has been innovation and flexibility. We have been innovating a lot in our fashion proposition, providing our customers our products that rely on creativity, on quality, on design, and sustainability. Second, we have been innovating a lot in terms of the experience that we have been providing to our customers in our physical stores and in our online platforms. Bear in mind that we have physical presence nowadays in 97 different countries, and we are about to open our country number 98. As I have the chance, thank you. As I have the chance of sharing with many of the shareholders that I have the opportunity to meet these days, why not in the future, Bangladesh could join us as a new market for having our physical stores in the condition, if the conditions are met. And we have online presence in 214 markets. We have been also innovating in the way in which we distribute our products, sending newness twice per week to our 5,500 stores. And finally, we have been innovating a lot in terms of sustainability. So innovation is one of the key features for our way, our approach of running business. Flexibility is the second main characteristic of our company. As a fashion retailer, we have to adapt ourselves every single day to what our customers are looking for and serving them with they are asking for us almost absolutely every day. Coming back to Bangladesh, what we have been noticing during these 4 days and the feedback that I have been receiving from my teams here on the ground and in Spain is that those characteristics of innovation and flexibility also applies to Bangladesh. We have, thank you. We have very strong partners that are critical for us, producing all of the products that our customers are looking for. And I guess that these two main characteristics, innovation and flexibility, that joins Inditex and Bangladesh, are critical for the times that are coming to all of us. In terms of uncertainties, I guess that the strength should rely on the innovation, looking for additional ways of improving or growing, of achieving all of our objectives, and flexibility, because the rules are changing and we should adapt to those rules. Thank you again for counting on us, for providing me the privilege of having these remarks, sharing with you. Be sure that Inditex will stay here in Bangladesh. We will keep on strengthening our relationship with our different stakeholders and hope to see you soon in Spain. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much, Oscar. Next, we will hear from the United Kingdom's trade envoy to Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Baroness Rosie Winterton.
Thank you, Ludwig. Thank you. Good morning. Honourable Chief Advisor, Honourable Advisors, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, friends. I'm delighted to have been invited for this superb event today, showcasing the best of Bangladesh and its flourishing business world. Before I go any further, I should tell you that quite a lot of what I'm wearing today was made in Bangladesh. I won't go into too much detail, but rest assured, I always check the label. And earlier this year, I had the privilege of being appointed as the UK's trade envoy to Bangladesh. And when I was asked, I was absolutely delighted to accept this role for several reasons. The first is the opportunity to help with the UK government's #1 mission, and that is driving economic growth. This mission recognizes that growth can unlock countless opportunities and raise living standards for everyone. And to achieve this, we are working with business and partners around the world. And the UK and Bangladesh has, as we know, a shared endeavour of economic growth, job creation and prosperity. And frankly, this summit exemplifies that. The second reason why I was very excited to accept this role was having the opportunity to come back to your vibrant and fantastic country. I was last here in 2017, and a lot has changed since then. For example, the world has witnessed the generosity of the Bangladeshi people for welcoming over 1 million Rohingya refugees who fled persecution and violence in Myanmar. Thank you for that. As we enter the 8th year of the crisis, the situation in Myanmar for the Rohingya people, the UK wants to extend its heartfelt thanks to Bangladesh for its generous hospitality in hosting the refugee population. And of course, last year, as a friend of Bangladesh, we were all deeply saddened by the violence and loss of life during the student-led movement. We recognize the bravery of these students and many others who called for a different future for Bangladesh. Now, as a former Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons, and I may at some point say order, order, if things get out of hand, I take a very keen interest in institutions and the role that democracy plays in advancing stability, growth and prosperity. So the UK is working with the interim government on their priorities to restore law and order, ensure accountability, and promote national unity. And that is why, Honourable Chief Advisor, the interim government has the UK's full support as you chart a peaceful transition to an inclusive, prosperous, and democratic future for Bangladesh. And it's well documented that the UK and Bangladesh share a deep and historic relationship. As a former member of Parliament for 27 years, surely not, they said, I witnessed the huge contribution that the British Bangladeshi community made in my former constituency in Doncaster and also across all 4 nations of the United Kingdom. In that time, I also saw Bangladesh become a rapidly developing economy driven by the incredible might of the Bangladeshi people. And I'm proud that the UK and British businesses such as HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Unilever, and UK high street retailers such as Marks & Spencer, Primark, and Next have played a significant role in Bangladesh's economic growth story, creating and supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs. As the UK government itself now focuses on growth and jobs and places this at the heart of our foreign policy, the UK remains laser-focused on building the economic partnership that will boost two-way trade and investment between our 2 countries. The foundations to achieve this are already there. The UK is one of the biggest sources of foreign direct investment in Bangladesh. It's the 3rd largest market for Bangladeshi ready-made garments, and Bangladesh is the biggest beneficiary of the UK's trade preference scheme, the Developing Countries Trading Scheme. This gives Bangladesh duty-free and quota-free access to the UK market until 2029. And after that date, 92% of Bangladesh's exports will continue to get duty-free access to the UK. This scheme also encourages Bangladesh to diversify its exports to the UK beyond garments, laying the groundwork for Bangladesh's economic security ahead of LDC graduation next year. The Developing Countries Trading Scheme provides opportunities for UK buyers and Bangladeshi suppliers across an increasing range of products. And as Bangladesh prepares to engage and enhance its trading relationships in the post-LDC era, the UK government is providing technical assistance to the Ministry of Commerce to strengthen their capability on trade policy and negotiations. I'm also pleased that His Majesty's Revenue and Customs will be providing capacity building support to the Customs Wing of the National Board of Revenue to enhance trade facilitation. Taken together, these initiatives constitute significant UK contributions for Bangladesh's LDC graduation process. Moreover, in support of the interim government's economic priorities, the UK is playing a proud role in supporting macroeconomic stability and restoring confidence in Bangladesh's banking sector. Crucially important. And that allows Bangladesh to tap into the world-leading UK expertise in the financial services sector and build resilience in countering economic headwinds. The UK offer does not stop there. However, it's further complemented by our British investment partnerships. Our development financial institution, British International Investment, recognises Bangladesh as a powerhouse market. It's investing $450 million in Bangladeshi companies between 2022 and 2026. BIA has invested in companies such as RFL Electronics to help diversify Bangladesh's manufacturing base, as well as supporting micro and SMEs and women-led businesses. I saw some great examples yesterday, I can tell you, through funding partnerships with BRAC Bank and Citibank. Sitting alongside this, our export credit agency, UK Export Finance, remains committed to supporting private sector growth with up to £2 billion cover available to support projects in Bangladesh across all sectors, all sectors. Now, while I've enjoyed the benefits of Eid to get to this venue on time, one of the challenges that affects everyone in Dhaka, I hope you won't mind me saying this, is its infamous traffic, which I'm afraid does dent productivity. And that's why London's Transport Authority, Transport for London, is working with Dhaka city authorities to test ideas that can help reduce traffic jams. And I'm sure there will be a big cheer for that one. And I am aware that many British and international businesses see the growth and opportunities of this market and want to expand their operations here. But at the same time, we also do hear concerns from businesses about laws, regulations, and red tape that make it more difficult for them. And we are keen to help Bangladesh take full advantage of global business through an enhanced and enabling environment that rationalizes the cost of doing business, reduces regulatory bottlenecks, and ensures protection for intellectual property rights. We welcome BEDA's steps to implement as many reforms and as quickly as possible, and that is injecting confidence to foreign investors that Bangladesh is open for business. We're providing technical expertise to BEDA to develop its analytical capability, continuing a collaboration that goes back for more than 20 years. The UK is also committed to supporting Bangladesh's ambition to become a knowledge-based economy. Transnational education, or TNE, plays a vital role in this by bringing world-class UK education directly to Bangladeshi students. And frankly, this not only equips graduates with the skills needed for the global workforce, but also strengthens Bangladesh's appeal as an investment destination. I think this is a crucial area for future partnerships. And while some excellent UK TNE programs already exist there, as I say, we do see significant potential to expand these partnerships. The UK government, through initiatives led by the British High Commission and the British Council in Dhaka, is actively working to foster an environment where these collaborations can flourish. And we believe that by working together, we can, as I say, further strengthen the educational ties between our nations, benefiting both our economies and our people. Moving to our climate partnership, we're working together to unlock investment in clean energy and climate adaptation solutions. And we do want to harness the UK's world-leading financial sector and renewable energy expertise to help deliver Bangladesh's climate ambitions. And we all know in this room how important that is for the future of the world. In defence, we both share a deep and enduring commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. There's significant potential, however, for much closer defence collaboration over the coming years, building on our enduring military-to-military partnership, and I see opportunities to unlock ready-to-go opportunities in the maritime sector and in wider defence procurement partnerships. So, now as Bangladesh diversifies, I call to action British companies across all industries. Come out to Bangladesh, seize the opportunities here. I was delighted to be with Ashik Chowdhury last month at the UK government's Indo-Pacific Trade Roadshow in London and hear him share, as he did today, the exciting prospects to do business in this country. It's inspiring. And as he and I discussed, I'm particularly pleased that we're working closely with Bangladesh on our shared ambitions in aviation, in defence, in financial services, higher education, and the transition to cleaner growth. So to conclude, the UK and Bangladesh economic, trade and investment relationship is stronger than ever. I can tell, you can feel it here today, there is a fresh impetus for us to refresh our bonds and work even more closely together.
Oh, he'll come from that side.
The UK will remain a steadfast partner to Bangladesh, and our businesses and people in both countries will play an important role in that together. Onek Donna Bag.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to complete this trilogy, the third of our speakers will be our very own Syed Nasim Mansoor from Bangladesh. Mr. Mansoor is, amongst many things, the founding director of Apex Footwear. So, ladies and gentlemen, Syed Nasim Mansoor.
Thank you, my friend. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honorable Chief Advisor, honorable advisors, excellencies, distinguished guests, and most importantly, fellow members of the Bangladesh business community, President of ICC Bangladesh, Metropolitan Chamber, Dhaka Chamber, and our friends from abroad. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, sir. I am proud, privileged, and humbled to be able to present in front of you the local investor's perspective on Bangladesh. I work for a company called Apex. We are shoemakers, retailers. We work in the pharmaceutical space. But I'd like to start by doing the pop quiz that seems to be the style today. This morning, we were asked many, many things. And I think one of the things I would like to ask the audience is that what do you think a Qatar Airways pilot, a caregiver in Japan, Michael Kors handbags, golf clubs sold in Japan, and ocean-going vessels have in common? Any ideas? They're all born in Bangladesh. Thank you. This is what Bangladesh does. We create, we innovate, we find ways, as we heard from the CEO of Inditex. If nothing, we are creative. And the reason that we are here today, ladies and gentlemen, as the private sector of Bangladesh, proud to represent Bangladesh, is that number. It's not 165 million, it's not 170 million, it's not 175. It's the 114 million labor force of Bangladesh. This is the strength of Bangladesh. We talk about the three unspoken heroes, ladies and gentlemen. The farmer of Bangladesh, a tiny country half the size of Ohio, which feeds 170 million people. We talk about the migrant workers of Bangladesh sending back record amounts of remittance to Bangladesh, sustaining the consumption and the growth. And an area which is particularly close to my heart, the people who work on the shop floors of Bangladesh, making product from Bangladesh. For the wages that we are able to pay and that inshallah we will continue to raise, for the productivity that we get, for the quality that we deliver, for the obstacles that we overcome, there are very few countries in the world that has this quality of workforce.